Sincokola naye about a guide to participating or to the participation process of the ECDC properties. Right now, I want to find out if he can be able to hear us from his end. Mr. Nayo, are you there?
Yes, ma'am, I'm here.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us today. Do you mind switching your camera on for the sake of our listeners who are streaming on Facebook? Beautiful. Thank you so much. Maskale an opportunity to tell us a little bit about the ECDC and its mandate for the context of those maybe who do not understand or do not know who the ECDC is.
All right, enkosi kakhulu sesimandi bulise kuwe ndibulise nakubaphulaphuli beVukani FM. As uba uchilo ke ndinguRufus Nayo, the regional head at Chris Hani and Joe Gabi area of the ECDC. ECDC is what is called a DFI, that is a Development Finance Institution, an entity that is mandated Eastern Cape for economic development at large. That is ECDC, but within ECDC, you've got so many units that are actually contributing towards the stimulation of the economic development Eastern Cape.
All right. Yeah. Interesting. It gives a little bit of a light to wonke umntu omameleyo to understand what your mandate is as an institution. Now, namhlanje sawuncokola more ngalo mcimbi we-properties, and I think this conversation comes up a lot as we're talking within e-business space, within the business environment, in different platforms. It comes up, there are properties that are being owned by the ECDC, and some people within the business space might want to find out and understand to make use of these buildings, because some of them is vandalized or are being destroyed. So in terms of helping us understand about is buildings owned on ECDC, and also is there a current plan that is in place for these buildings, especially in the context of the area, the regional manager area broadcaster kuyo. You can talk about it at a high level overview in the Eastern Cape and then bring it down to the district level.
All right, enkosi Swam. We've got some few with Chris Hani area, but if you would look Upper Ekomani specifically, we no longer have those that would be in the industrial areas. As those properties we handed over to the then Lukanji municipality, which is now Inokumkichima local municipality. But having said that, we still have some few in the outskirts, like in your Whittlesea, Sada. We've got some few industrial properties there, although they are not in a good state in terms of the condition of the property. And also we've got some commercial properties there in town, that is occupied by different government departments and some companies, small SMMEs as well. And then if you also go on the side now of or Lady Free, you will find also there was got some scattered properties here and there. And probably I would say only 3 in Dala, and you find that also Nazo, this is Lalin, Paya, and then Ibezeza properties that used to be called Dala or Transito, which is effectively also those properties as a hand over to the relevant municipalities in the, like Emalahleni municipality that property. So anyone who would be interested in that property, it would be wise to approach the municipality, and also in Sakisizwe as well. If you go the transito that is there, if someone is interested in utilizing it, it's advisable that approach the municipality. The rest, and like in town now, Upper Ekomani, will be your your residential flats, which is more like a commercial property. And yeah, Nayo, if you look at it, condition Nayo is not up to standard, which at the moment we are busy with the procurement process, that is of appointing a contractor to revitalize that property itself. Same applies with those that in the industrial area, like the ones that in SADA. As the ECDC, SEQI process of revitalization, although it is not a pronounced industrial park that is the SADA. The industrial park is Queendustria, that is in Queenstown, which is not under ECDC though, but there are plans for those properties, to get revitalized under that program, which funded under the critical infrastructure program that is run by the Department of Trade, Industry and Competition. So the plans are that we also look into that, particularly that if we can have an interest from the people around the area, and then we start the process of an application under that fund of the DRC.
All right. So it's quite clear, Uba Apa, it would seem that in terms of Eslapik Komani, the handover and the responsibility now lies with the local municipality and your Sakisizwe and Emalahleni areas, same with those. And then the residential in Queenstown, as well as the residential in Queenstown, you still plan to revitalize. And then in Whittlesea area, you are planning to revitalize and also hopefully in the future work with local people who might have an interest to take them over. So, but that process is not open. Like you don't just go to the ECDC, and because some people might be thinking you can prepare your proposal and submit it for consideration, because some people might also be wanting to pitch at a level where Klambi Umtu is saying, I just want it as it is. I am prepared to revitalize it myself in terms of climate. I do have the capital. I do have the investment that might be necessary. These are the calculations that I have done. And I think the business is XYZ, and I can get the infrastructure to the level it needs to, and then I can operate from it. But what kind of an arrangement in that instance? So is there an opening for that? Or we need to wait for your own internal processes of going the revitalization through the Department of Trade process?
Yeah, ma'am, it is open. It is open. You see, this route of the DTIC, I was talking on a perspective where someone does not have the funding to revitalize. Sure. Otherwise, if anyone has got money, has got proposal to come, they can come. Our offices are open. We've had some few that have approached us, but that the process doesn't end. We don't get anywhere, but people just maybe they come, put a proposal, and we respond, and then they just vanish. What I'm trying to say is that we are open. If anyone has got they can always approach us, and then we take it from there.
Interesting. I think that is where, people have been kind of confused by so I think we are hearing you clearly that it's possible. So it's just about, people then engaging your office. Now, what also comes up, in some of these conversations, Ilando Yobana, okay, so what would be the kind of an agreement that would be entered into? I'm thinking in my mind, I'm assuming, but I'm assuming that it would be at an ad hoc kind of level agreement, or it would depend from situation to situation. But Klambi, if you could shed some light on some of the ones that have happened before, because okay, it would be interesting to also understand by what form of an agreement would then come out if I were to say, I'm bringing capital, I'm gearing the project myself, I'm investing here, at the same time, then I want to use it. There are kind of potential agreements that could come out in terms of the written types of agreements then.
Yes, all right. Yeah, basically, ma'am, it will be a lease agreement that will be signed. But now, although I won't be going into details, as you would have different types of lease agreements, but its very nature it's a lease agreement. But now, depending on the arrangement that we enter into, because there are different kind of leases where maybe we'll be talking a triple net lease and so on and so on, where one will be responsible for all the maintenance of the lease. And then we agree on the kind of a rental, where do we pitch it? Basically, it will be a lease agreement that we'll be entering into.
Wow. Okay. Now that clarifies something there as well. Thank you so much for that. And then I think as we go towards a close, before I give you an opportunity to give us the details now where the office is and the contact information, but before we get there, I would like to also give you an opportunity to be an inside advocate, kind of give us some inside info of some sort, if you will, advising especially young people with your internal, lens. If young people are interested in making use of such opportunities as building proposals to submit, to make use of the properties that you may have as the ECDC, how would you advise them to go about the process? You can even talk about the proposal itself. You can even talk about what are the pitfalls that you've seen in the past to maximize the opportunity that what would you say in that instance?
Yeah. All right. Thanks, ma'am, for that question. Yeah. Again, ma'am, I think what is important because young people have got these ideas, and then when they have them, they would come to you, and then just want to present it just as a word of mouth. It is important that that idea you reduce it into writing, in the form of what is called a business plan, which is one of the services that we provide as the ECDC. At more or less free, but there is a certain percentage that you have to pay, which is very minimal. That is 10% of the total cost of developing that business plan. I think that is the very important starting point for the youth who want a business. You may have this brilliant idea in your mind, but as long as you haven't reduced it into writing, when you go to the funders like commercial banks, the DFIs like us, we wouldn't really entertain that unless you have put it in writing. As I'm saying, that service we also provide. Young people can come and get serviced and get served for that service. Even for those that have got the business plans, and maybe their companies are already operating. We've also got other services in the form of marketing materials, that we can do for them in order for them able to market their services. So it is very advisable when they have that idea, they approach our offices in the Chris Hani area. And then if they are unable maybe to go through for whatever reason, because as you would know that of late we've got a load shedding that sometimes make the landlines and the network to be problematic. Maybe they can out in our offices at head office in East London, where maybe they can be directed as to who to speak to in the case when you can't get hold of the office in the region.
All right. Thank you so much, Dada. And then do you maybe want to give us the office, physical office where it is, an email address or a website or a contact number for who might want to follow up on some of the things that we have spoken about today?
Yeah, our offices are in Grey Street, right at the end of Grey Street. When you come from the side of Pick and Pay, you go between Pick and Pay and Shell, Ultra, past that small Anyana bridge there. When you just take that curve, you will see a sign that is written ECDC. That's where our offices are. And the number there that you can call is 045 881910. That is now in our region. The email address that you can reach out to is info@ecdc.co.za. And maybe when you are not getting through there, you can also call 043 74 5601, and then you'll be there also as to how to get hold of the office. If maybe the landline you can reach due to the reason I just said of the shedding.
All right. Mhlekazi Masipulele kakhulu for your time. I'm sure that umphulaphula ekhaya ikhona into ayifumene namhlanje.
Siyabulela sister, thank you so much.
All right. Mphulaphula weVukani Community Radio. Interesting conversation that we have just had.